Hey guys, happy Monday. How is everybody doing? I know it's late. It's definitely late. Um, it was definitely hard to plan everything for today, especially for the live stream. I'm still recovering, I guess, from LegionsCon. This has been a great weekend. So I'm glad everything went very well, and I hope all of you had a great week of toy hunting, because this was actually it was a very good week of toy hunting. I did quite a few visits. I found some really cool stuff, but then Legions Con was really more important than anything else, and I was absolutely trying to make sure I finished up all of my Legions Con stuff. And especially for those of you who may be watching me for the first time, I was a vendor at Legions Con. I was um, selling, I sold a lot of toys, but I was selling a lot of my flame effects, explosion effects, things like that. I did showcase them in my previous live stream last week. So, you guys, if you don't know, you can check out that live stream and you can see what I was offering, at least a sample of it. There were other things that I did have on the table that I didn't show on Monday's live stream, but it was a good show. I had a wonderful time, and I'm the footage that I did take, I'm hoping it's a good amount of footage, but the problem is, because I'm stuck at my table, I knew I didn't record as much as I wanted to. So there was definitely a lot of missed vendors that I did not get to record, and that sucks. It definitely sucks, because normally I like to showcase what vendors have to offer at their table, especially at this show, because there are just so many talented people at Legions Con. There's so many of them, and they deserve to showcase anything that they have to offer. And a lot of these times, these artists really only have like a one of a kind item. They made that one thing and they're offering it up at Legions Con. And sometimes, depending upon the buyer, they're like, they could be that one and only for that unique item. So it's always awesome to see. Um, but I had a great time. I met up with a lot of people that we all know in our toy community from either YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, including people from the Mythic Legions Cabal Facebook group. It was an excellent time. They were just great. Everyone was great. Everyone's easy to talk to. Everyone was, everyone was just having a really good time. These are one of these shows that where the community is at its all-time best. It is amazing, and it was definitely a great experience, especially for any newcomers coming into not just Mythic Legions, but just as a toy collector and going into this and just coercing and just, having conversations with people that are very like-minded. And it's very humbling to meet people that absolutely have the same interests. And you might like a thing or two, especially with the Four Horsemen products that they offer. There was a lot of things going on that you could definitely try out, and it was one of the best experience that they offered. It was very, it was much more organized, and having people be navigated in certain areas so that way it's not as crowded, much better than last year. So huge improvement. So I highly recommend going to a Legions Con event, even if it's just for the one day. I understand if you could be flying out, which many people flew out. There was quite a few visitors from Europe, which is absolutely amazing, to go to this show. It's very cool. So thank you all for being here tonight. I know there's a lot of live streams tonight. By all means, you don't have to stay with me at all times. We're just going to be chilling out, talking about LegionsCon. We're actually going to open a couple things that I got from LegionsCon. And of course, we're going to talk about the reveals that happened at GCon. And GCon, of course, is the Four Horsemen's reveal event. So you guys have seen that in my previous videos. So we're just going to talk about it and kind of go over seeing what it is. Because on that Friday when GCon was happening, I had no idea what was going on. I knew it was happening, but I had no time to sit there and pay attention and watch the stream as much as I wanted to. I was packing so much stuff. I was getting ready to leave to head over to LegionsCon because I wanted to make it there at a certain time. So I had enough time to prep my table, get my table ready, get everything situated. Fortunately, I ran into Michael Junkion Crafts, and he was able to help me out at my table, set it all up, get everything situated. So I highly thank him so much for being there at the right time so he could help me out. I think I spent like from 4:30 to 10 o'clock setting up my table, making everything the way it can be. And of course, on the fly, I'm making changes at my table here and there. It's fun. I love being a vendor. I think that's like the retail in me, because I worked in retail for so long that I enjoy talking to people. That's really what it is. Just talking to people, having conversations, making new friends. That's always one of the best things at a show. It really is. Let's jump into chat because there's quite a few of you here, and I appreciate you guys being here. Skew Raider, what's going on, man? Jeff Morris, did you smuggle the dragon home in your suitcase? To be honest, even if I attempted, it would not fit in my suitcase. My suitcase, actually, this is my suitcase right here. It's one of the overhead carry-on suitcases. Nope, that will not fit. It is way too big to fit in a suitcase. They say when or how much. Nope, not yet. It is, I don't know. It could be a crowd fund. I know, all I know is there's two versions, like a standard version and the deluxe version. I didn't watch the stream yet. Still, I want to. I still want to just, get educated on what was mentioned at the stream. So hopefully. KJ Smith, what's going on, man? Yes, very cool seeing you again. Benny Torres, awesome seeing you. How you doing? Artsy Designs, very cool to see you, man. My pack up was very, very good. It was quick. I was done within an hour, and I had everything packed in the car. So I was ready to go. It took me maybe a full half hour to say goodbye to the many people that were still in the building, just trying to make sure, I wanted to make sure I said goodbye to everyone that I hung out with and everything. I don't know when you left. I'm not exactly sure. But then again, I know you didn't have an exhibitor badge. So, hey, it was great to see you, man. It was awesome. Absolutely. This year was by far the best. It absolutely was. 209 Ed, how you doing, man? I miss GCon. Hey, we're not all fortunate to be a part of that, but one day I would love to do intern at Four Horsemen. If you guys don't know that, you can always when it comes up through the Four Horsemen, you can sign up for the internship, and then they randomly select people for the intern for a day. and you will learn all this stuff. And it's always the day before LegionsCon. So it's awesome when you can be a part of intern for a day and learn everything about Four Horsemen, as well as go to LegionsCon the following day. Always very cool. Finally picked up the air. Did you? From the vendor near you for an awesome price. That's good, man. That's really cool. Ratface, how you doing, man? Hope all is well. You know I have love for your art. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Yeah, man. Very, very cool. I left around 2. Oh, man. I didn't even realize that. My bad. I am so sorry. If I get picked for intern, I'll bring you there. Oh, thank you, sir. I would absolutely enjoy it because I would love to do that. And vice versa. Since you offered, I will definitely offer. If you do get selected for intern, you get to have a +1. So I will absolutely keep my end on that. Yeah. So just like my regular format, I won't go into like Toy Arc. We'll go into Four Horsemen because I'm gonna learn just like you guys. If you guys don't know what occurred last Friday in the reveals for G-Con at Four Horsemen, we're about to check it out because all I knew was what I was able to record and put out that video that was showcased at the lobby. And all I know is images, right? I saw the figures right there. Don't even know their names, don't know their backstory. So we'll check that out. I don't know if the dragon is on the website, but we'll find out. But here it is. This is Reign of the Beasts. This is, look at that. They misspelled it. That's funny. Reign of the Beasts is the name of the new wave that was announced. This is already for pre-order. So we'll check out the prices as well, see what we got going on. I hear it's a very inexpensive wave, so it's pretty cool to hear that. Collecting Havoc, what's up, man? How you doing? Here we go. All right, so let me see if I can. There we go. Reign of the Beast, latest Mythic Legions wave, available for pre-order. Pre-order ends. Wow. End of December 29th. All 7 figures in this wave are available individually, or you can get them all discounted in the all-in, which includes one of each item. So let me click on this because I never clicked on it. News update, intern for a day, G-Con. Okay, so that's just the schedule. All right, let's go back. Just making sure. I don't want to miss something. I bet you it's gonna. Here we go. All right, so now we're at Store Horseman. Here are all of the individual figures. So 3, 6, 7 figures. 7 figures, and then the all-in price. So when you think about it, we have 80, 90, 170, 220, 275, 275, and 40 is 315, 355. 355 versus 320 as an all-in. So that's not bad. Save some money. Let's start with Leodicius in Ogre scale, which was definitely a very, very big figure. My God. Will we get, oh no, it won't get a large. This is huge. That hammer is also really, really big. This guy is enormous. And the detail, look at the armor detail there. It is insane. And we have a head with this crown mask type of thing. And we also have faceplates. Looks like faceplates that we can change to. That's awesome. Like that. Multiple hands and his weapon. Soft goods cape, which is also nice. And a shot from Trevor right here. Very cool. Let's see. 3 faceplates. First of the great beast given life by Selene. Odysseus, the lion, towered above the brave soldiers he led into battle during the first great war of Mythos. Ah, so these guys are from the first great war. Let's see. Yep, production times, payment. All right. Very nice. All right. Who's next? Windaji the Cackler. Very, very cool. All right. This is featuring the new Legions 3.0 body. Very awesome. It surprised the crap out of me when I was recording and seeing this guy with double jointed elbows and knees. What in the world is happening? A mythic Legions figure with double jointed elbows and knees. That's pretty crazy. This Null Hunter includes double jointed elbows and knees, butterfly shoulders, butterflies. Oh my God. Bicep swivel, mid torso cut, ankle rockers, and more. Absolutely crazy. 40 points of articulations and all. So, it's like the future, right? This is what's happening. Now, I don't believe they're going to utilize the 3.0 body on everything new and upcoming. I think it's going to be utilized based upon if a figure requires it, because it's their knights, the way their knights are, I highly doubt they're going to adjust in a certain way to make it a 3.0 body, but you never know. You absolutely never know. So this is actually pretty cool to see something like this. Updated body, very nice to see. Not all the soldiers who fought for Erethyr in the First Great War were created by the jealous god Helios. Some of these warriors were turned to the side of evil. The Null were some of the Great Mother's most loyal followers, expert trackers. Twisted and tortured, this gang of Null trackers eventually forgot the teachings of Selene. Okay. So, not bad. $40 too. So 3 heads. There's the shoulder armor, weapons, extra hands. Extra hands are always nice. It's definitely a taller figure from what I remember seeing. So I actually like it. I mean, you know what? These anthropomorphic figures, it's definitely a change of pace in a way. So a whole wave of them is seriously cool to see. Let's see. Good synergy with the Reign of the Beast, Fury, A-Walk, and Fury. Oh my God, I know. I already have 2 all-ins is the best way. Oh my God, Benny. That's the only one I want. Odysseus is fire. After all that noise, they went to modern articulation. I knew they could do it. Absolutely. But we'll see. We'll see how far it goes. It's definitely interesting that they did do that. I'm glad Mythic Legion doesn't make me tingle. That dragon, though. Yeah, the dragon. Yep, that dragon, though. Canadian, what's up, man? One Man Toy Show. How are you? How many dragons? I just want one. Which, how they offer to us will vary. You just need one. That thing is definitely larger than all small breed dogs. It's enormous. I can't believe how big that thing is. Make sure you get the pre-order in, because Jeremy said when they have them on the table at any of their shows, they will no longer be at Horseman price. Very true. Absolutely. I understand that. Let's see. Mexico females and Black Series. And the next another one. The dragon is 6 feet when you add the fire. I think that's what it is, because if you elongate the neck, then elongate the tail all the way, I'm pretty sure it can get to that point. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Got you down. This one, I love the look of this one. I think it's all the colors. Very cool. Serpent Spire Royal Guard, a deluxe figure. $45 because the snake ones, they're huge. They're definitely much larger. But the Serpent's Eye Royal Guard includes fully articulated and bendy serpentine lower body, spear, club, shield, weapons, extra hands, removable armor, and 2 different heads, open and closed mouth. Nice. All right. Members of the Kuato, a reptilian race long vanished in mythos, the Serpentspire Royal Guard were comprised of the highest ranking soldiers in Basilia's Den of Flowers. Okay. Yeah, so long vanished is definitely true, because for them to put out a snake, that's really, really awesome. And what's funny is because what they did when they announced these new characters, it's definitely has a snake lower torso, which is fine. I expected that, because what else would you do? Be more truthful to, the anatomy of a snake. Next thing you know, we have the surprise drop that they did at the show, which everyone was clamoring for. Absolutely crazy. But we will talk about that when we start opening figures, because that's awesome. It was really cool. So equally adept at wielding weapons and melee combat as they were weaving together power spells. Oh, so they can do magic. No one knows how these soldiers disappeared from the realm, or perhaps that disappearance is not a mystery, but it is one of the many secrets locked away in the vaults of Ophidion. Man, the story in Mythic Legions is so vast, man. They really put a lot of effort in their storytelling. It's incredible. I wish they can have some sort of book, which would be incredible to read. But look at that. Look at it. You take all that armor off and look at what you get. Put it on. All those colors, man. In the back too. I mean, the skin, the scales, that's so nice. It looks really, really good. That feather headdress. There's everything you get with it. So it's pretty awesome. Look at all, that's a whole lot more hands. So you could absolutely, because since these are royal guards, man, you can have like army build. You can definitely army build this, especially all of them with the headdress and everything, to make them royal guards. And at the same time, take off all that armor, make them look like regular guards. Good Lord. That's very cool to see. Love that. $45. This one's interesting. Araya the Talon Bearer. Another deluxe figure. This was $50. This one was interesting just visually when I saw it at the show. And it had this flying dragon behind it, which is right here. And the dragon has 2 arms, 2 legs. A spellcaster. Here's the dragon. See Jessam clothing, of course. Fully articulated figure that includes premium wired soft goods and real chains, plus a large staff weapon, extra hands, and a dragon familiar figure with stand. The dragon figure features a bendy body with articulated limbs and head. Okay. The Order of the Five Pillars was a cult whose beliefs were considered deeply heretical. Okay. This one might be my least favorite. I think there's a lot of awesome details here, but I think this is a green mask. So I'm not sure what kind of race could be underneath that. I could be wrong because there's nothing in the eyes, and I just assume that's like a mask over them. So I'm not too sure. It just looks like one to me. And go to that one next. Let's see. What did I leave off with you guys? Collecting Havoc. Yeah, it makes about 6 or 6-1 from what I saw for the dragon. The Snake guys kick ass. Jeff Morris. If you have a USS flag, you can put the dragon on the deck of a. Absolutely. That thing is. It'll fit. It'll definitely fit. Snake guys are cool and remind me of those aliens on X. Oh, I remember that. Havoc, you have to work to do to make your. He's a big boy. Sherry did an outstanding job when she painted the dragon. She did. It's incredible. Absolutely. This one will go with the brutal Jaguar dude coming. Fire Earth. Globulus starter kit. Wow. That's interesting. Jay Shot, how are you, sir? Always good to see you, man. It was very, very awesome to see you. You and Machu, Between Two Sentinels. Make sure you guys are subscribed to them. I didn't even get the con exclusive. Not a fan of reptiles. Apologies to anyone who is. What con exclusive? Are you talking about the Ninian snake character or the two pecs? Because surprisingly, I didn't get the Saturday exclusive or the Sunday exclusive. Those were the two packs, but I did get the surprise drop. It's the guy from Conan. I was once a man. Mythic is killing it. Yeah, Paul Morales, how are you, man? What's going on? I accidentally ordered my first Mythic Legions from Store Horseman after seeing all the cool stuff. Oh my goodness. You mean this wave? Are you talking about this wave? She'd be perfect for Mortal Kombat? Possibly. Would be awesome if you can remove that mask. Maybe you can. You know they surprise us with that stuff. Maybe we won't find out until the figure comes out that you can remove it. Maybe. I have no idea. It's possible. Spartan Toy Hunter, what's up, man? How you doing? But this guy, Jehnum, I'll say Jehnum, because that has an apostrophe. Jehnum. It's a brute scale, so it's larger than your 6-7 inch figure. So, well, as we absolutely can tell that because of the fiery smoke that comes from below him. This was interesting. I wasn't sure what I was looking at until I saw at the end of the trail, there is a lamp beforehand. That's very cool. So Jehnum is a deluxe brute scale figure that includes a massive fiery base that can be used for his lower half. He also includes a pair of fully posable articulated legs. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Look, there's a picture right there. that can replace the smoke effect, extra hands, fire magic effects, a fiery sword, and a magic lamp. Very cool. Fiends normally tethered to the infernal plane. Ifrits. Oh, Ifrits often act as cruel jailers to those unfortunate souls who find themselves trapped in the hellish realm. An elder Ifrit named Jahannam was summoned to Mythos by Poxus during the First Great War. Very interesting. So he's tied with Poxus in the Great War. Because I was like, what is this being? I'm like, where did he come from? But part of the infernal flame. So, man, that's a whole other world that they're introducing. But an Ifrit, that's awesome. It's an Ifrit. Most people may be more familiar with than the word Ifrit, which I am from Final Fantasy. So having that correlation, because it's fire, I get it. That's pretty cool. A living inferno who consumed all who stood in his path, Jahannam escaped the spells and that banished the rest of Poxus's army, only to find himself defeated by the Kawato High Mage, who imprisoned him with a copper limb. So he was defeated or imprisoned by the snakes. Okay, originally kept in the secure vaults of Ophidion. Aha, okay. Cool. So this is what we saw at the show, this flaming base, and then it was attached to this lamp, which is pretty damn cool. I wasn't expecting that because I saw this and I'm like, this is awesome looking. An Ifrit, the horns on his head, even he's got these tusk type horns also coming from his face. That's insane. A fiery sword. This is the back of him. And then he comes with legs. Awesome. He comes with legs. That's very cool. Definitely has some soft goods in the skirt as well. Does he come with an extra face? I don't know if he does. But that's what you get. So you got the fire effects for his wrist or gauntlets. That's a cool shot. He made sure to light up that flame right there. And look at that. Trevor has Carver Customs lights as well. Very cool shot. So this one's $55. It's definitely a cool design. The snake eye. Oh, you didn't get that one. But they never sold out. They had a lot. I thought you were aware of that one. I was thinking about that being a surprise. Remove the masks here. Nice. Yep. Unboxing art. What's up, man? How you doing? I'm tempted to get him and out him with Aether. Okay. How tall is the dragon lady? I think she's just the basic, like 6-7 inch figure. It's not tall at all. Sarah's, what's up, man? I didn't want him. Ah, okay. Let's see. Who's next? I think it's that snake character. There it is. Basilia. Deluxe figure. It's like a female snake. Basilia includes a fully articulated and bendy serpentine lower body, staff weapon, feathered wings, extra hands, fully posable, multiple points. The third of the great beasts to be called forth by Selene, the winged serpent. Oh, I didn't even think of those as wings. That's funny. Winged serpent Basilia was granted the ability to access the magic that shapes the universe. Okay, leading an assemblage of scholars committed to wielding the burden of such considerabilities. Basilia and her followers were instrumental in shifting the balance of power in the First Great War by removing Poxus's forces from the battlefield. So she's a good guy. Enigmatic as the powers as that these scholars wield is the mystery behind the disappearance of the Coatl. Yeah. What a way to introduce a whole new race, especially coming from the First Great War. She's got feathered wings, this beautiful headdress. And if you guys didn't see my live on Saturday or my lobby coverage on Friday, you can also check out these things from the show as well. Very nice, $45. All these figures look so good. Very, very cool to see something like this. And I think that's it. I think that is the 6 figures. Wow, they still have Legion builders available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Okay. So all in $320. Six. I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing a long. Oh, I didn't. Nope, I missed one. I wouldn't mind doing an all in on this one. We got this guy. I forgot about this guy. Got to find him now. There he is. The Golden Pride of Leandor. 3.0 body. So there you go. A 3.0 body. So we saw that hyena type looking character has a 3.0 body, but it's completely different because it's got a fur body. This one's a human, which is very interesting. 3.0 body, double jointed elbows and knees. I don't know if he has butterflies, but it doesn't. Well, we can't tell, but it doesn't state it. This figure includes 2 heads, 2 swappable faceplates for the helmet, soft goods, extra hands, removable armor pieces, shield, spear, gladius, swords with a scabbard. Soldiers who fought beside the mighty lion Leodicius in the First Great War would go on to become the foundation upon which the army that bore his name would be built, now known as the Golden Pride of Leandor. This battalion of warriors guarded Leodicius' flanks as he fought against the fiery Aether. Okay, so you're the good guys too. These are the good. After war was won, the surviving members of the Pride would become commanders in the new kingdom that was formed, with their great leader, a man named Atarius, taking on the surname. Gotcha. All right, so this was cool to see. I didn't understand it at first because he had similar armor to Leodicius the lion. This, man, the armor looks incredible. Really nice. He had this head or faceplate on at the show with a huge shield. Basically covered him almost head to toe. But they didn't have this. They didn't showcase that mask, that lion mask at the show because he had this human face on there. So still pretty cool. Even the back, all the paint still going on. Got that shield, the helmet with the mask on, and of course, as you can see, the different heads. I'm assuming you could put the helmet on the different heads, like you see the one that doesn't have the hair, because I could have sworn this helmet was with this face. So I'm gonna assume. Multiple hands. Nice. Even the gauntlets come off. That's nice. So yeah, basic body. or a basic figure, $40. All right, now I think we got to all of it, which is nice. Do they have the dragon on the Four Horsemen website? That's what I'm trying to think about. Oh, look at this. Look at it. You can in stock legions. That's awesome. So many. All right. We're just Four Horsemen. I don't know if I saw it on the website. That's why I was curious. Because we're going down from the regular blog. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Of course, I have on my Instagram. I still have. Yeah. Here's my table. This, I was able to set it up better, put the table all the way back so I had more room for like walk-ins. And I was able to utilize the top of the shelving because I kind of made like a semi-tent in order to get some darkness in there. But that's what I did. I was trying to at least make things more visibly seen with the lighting effects that occurs in the explosions that I made. Let's see. Brian King, what's up, man? How you doing? Joe A. Collects, what's up, man? It's good to see you. What's up, everyone? Got a football live stream to do, but I'll be listening in the background. Appreciate it, man. It's all good if you don't. It's not a big deal. After seeing that dragon, I'm a Mythic Legions convert. Jason, how are you, sir? I ordered some of the in-stock figures to try out the line. I'm tempted on that lion, but don't want to have to wait till 20. Yeah, I get it. You could just wait. Absolutely just wait. If you don't feel like, forking out the money at the time, they'll be available. But if you tried out some builders, that's not bad. The difference between builders, though, because I know that they're like the $26 price, they're meant for army building, and they're also meant for painting. So you don't have to paint them, but they make them so people can, customize them on their own. And of course, you can take them apart and build your own type of character. That's the best thing about Mythic Legions. You can take the bodies apart and build your own. It's still very cool. Yes, the helmet fits him. There we go. Thank you, Benny. I thought we saw it over there. But yeah, there was my table. I also, did I kind of walk through this? I'm trying to remember. This was the floor plan. This was the entrance right up here. There's main doors. There was doors on the sides too over here. I am right here. It was nice because you could see everything in front of you, seeing the people walk in, everything like that. You can definitely see a lot of stuff. Made a lot of good friends. Shelf Gravy were my neighbors. Legion's Lair were my neighbors. Duarte Studios was right here. They were my neighbors. Perry's Customs was my neighbor. The Geek Spot was here as well. Seth was awesome to talk to. I'm going to help him out with a custom thrusters. Over this side was cool. Kingpin Customs and Retrospect Customs were here. My good friend Leland. And then Wade, Unparalleled Universe, was right over here. And Strupp Family Crafts, unfortunately, had to cancel. So Valaverse was able to get in and take their spot. And so Valaverse was there. It's good to see Bobby and Jordan. I definitely bought stuff from their table. This is a cool row that we had going on. Oh yeah, Crashbox Customs was over here. Chubsy Wubsy was in my aisle too. Had some cool stuff too, especially stuff from High School Creations. Got some items from him over there. Uh, everyone else is here. It was awesome. There's a second room where all the Four Horsemen stuff were selling their products. And even outside of this room were these vendors down here, which is awesome. And one of them, Brutal Realm Toys was there. So I got to see a lot of the samples from the new Brutal Realm Kickstarter. Very awesome to see that. Saw my good friends Meta Travelers here, Jeremy and Marco. Very awesome people. Can't wait to see the final product. I got to mess around with a couple of the figures that you can finally articulate, which is very cool. Ricky from Plunderlings right over here. Nice to see them. Miguel, Go Figure Go. Always good to see him. Awesome. Steph over at Detour Customs. Love his stuff. Got to see him again as well. And Greg from Super Action Stuff, which we have our awesome accessories from. He was here with Steph. D. Blake Mix is right over here. You can always get your signs from Blake. Yeah, Lone Wolf Labs, Kevin, awesome. Yeah, amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. It was great to see. Carver Customs, can't forget Brian. Brian and Stacy right here. Very, very cool stuff he had on the table. So many others, of course. Many. Spiro. Can't forget Spiro Toys. My God. Spiro Toys was killing it. Showcasing off a lot of cool stuff. Even Fox Forge Toys were here. That was cool. Yeah, really cool. Really, really cool stuff. But here, good Lord, this flippin' dragon, my God. I don't know. I can understand space is a huge factor. Like, but to be honest, I can't think of a spot on the shelf to put something like this because it's really wide also. It's not just long, it's wide because of the wings. If you put the wings outward like a wingspan, now you don't have the depth space on a shelf. If you put it up like what's shown in the pictures, now you don't have the height space for a shelf. I don't see this putting on a shelf. It's going to sit on the floor no matter what, or a coffee table of any kind. If you even have a diorama that can hold this weight of a figure, by all means, I don't think your diorama is going to be on a shelf because this is way too big. You're going to need a huge diorama for this particular dragon. And it goes to show the diorama that he's on right now is enormous. So, however, if you really want this, try not to think of it as space because it's going on the floor no matter what. My Sentinel HasLab Sentinel's on the floor. My Giant Man is currently on the floor. I don't have shelf space for figures like that. They got to go in a particular area. Now, this glass shelf can fit Sentinel and Giant Man because Galactus is in there too. But I have to maneuver the glass shelves in order to make them fit. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. I'm sure it's still going to be expensive, but I don't think you can really factor space. It's kind of hard for me to think of it like that. You have to put that dragon on a table. Yep. Put this dragon in the veggies garden. And Beltran, what's up, man? This dragon will be the centerpiece on the dinner table. It will be the talk of all conversation. Absolutely. I need to know more about this dragon, especially story-wise. The flame effect is extremely long. It's at least like 3 feet, maybe. The bottom portion is already large enough. Like you could fit, if you just take the ring of fire, that base part, I'm sure you could fit you can stand like 3 figures inside of it. It's huge. And then of course the stream of fire, that's the length. It's crazy. So I was talking about this in the my live that I did on Saturday night when I was walking around the lobby and showing you guys. So there's like four or five points of articulation right at the neck for it to just kind of like S curve itself, which is incredible. Just seeing how it could articulate that is incredible. So this is still very cool. This one in particular, this is the one that had the wings spread open, which made it even larger, which is why I was like, I understand that there's going to be like multiple, or at least the 2 different versions that you get from this dragon, because the wingspan is huge. Like I didn't realize how big. I didn't pay attention to the wings from the one display to this display, that this display had the wings open versus the other one had them somewhat contracted. So it's insane how large it is. And you can see here the tail is multiple of course I can't, I screwed that up. Multiple articulation points, like 20. It can bend in so many ways. So this was the first display, which you can see the wings are a little bit closed versus expanded out. And everything on this thing is ratcheted. There's ratchets all over it. So it's going to lock into place for where you articulated it. But you can see the different points, because I think there's the shoulder joint. Then there's like I guess you could call it a bicep, then the elbow, and then another piece there. It's the diaphragm, you can see right there. There's the tail. For every, like, I don't know what to call these bones or horns. I don't, what do you call these things? For every 3 sets, that's an articulation point. It is. It's an articulation. So you could say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So let's just say between 22 to 24 points of where you can bend the tail. It's insane. So there's the wings. As you can see, it's a little bit more contracted inwards. It's not opened out as much. You can see the paint and the scales on this thing. It's insane. And then here, the neck. So there's an articulation point right at the base. And then that's the largest part of the neck. But then as you go up, you can see where it separates. So there's 1, 2, 3, and I think there's a fourth underneath. So there's 4 points in that neck that you can kind of make an S curve with the neck, which was really more shown at the beginning, at the other display. So it's huge. It's enormous. And it's extremely well painted. And they said right off the bat that they are not going to sacrifice sculpt and they're not going to sacrifice paint. It's pretty damn cool. Of course, the jaw articulates, but there's also a mention of here. There's actually, I think there's like some kind of plug-in for the flame in order for it to stay in place. So that's pretty damn cool. Some kid is going to get this for a present, and when they get it, for a present, and when they get to our age, the memories they'll have of this toy. Oh, absolutely. I was hoping it was optional with green or red collar. There's a lot of questions about will there be different colors. I don't know. I'm not too sure. This color alone is awesome. Different colors, man, we will see. We will definitely see. If not, man, this will be a nightmare for a customizer to paint. This is going to be way too much. That's just how I think. But good Lord, it's going to be pretty nuts. But what a showcase. What a reveal that they had for the Reign of the Beast wave, just bringing anthropomorphic characters, and then the dragon. Like, good Lord, who would have thought? I know I didn't, because that's insane. It really is. I'm going to switch over to my fig cam, and we'll take this guy out. And let's see if I do this. Yeah, we'll mess around with that. This, I have, you see these plastic bags? I did the Armory experience. So that was, the Armory experience was your own Build-A-Figure, which is actually, that was actually cool, but it was one of the craziest times I had because I had so much indecisiveness in wanting what type of parts to build my own character. I thought it was an amazing idea to do a Build-A-Figure. Like you chose your own colors, you chose your own parts. It was pretty insane. So we're going to build what I chose. It was really, really indecisive, but I was trying to pick something that I didn't have like a figure of already. So there were so many different parts that I was just like, oh, let's see. But of course it was all like separated by color too. And I heard that out of all the colors they had, this is like red, greens, purples, silvers, blacks. The blacks were the ones that sold out the most. So they did sell out by the time I was able to have my experience through the Armory. But we're going to do that too. I said earlier, I did not buy the Saturday exclusives and the Sunday exclusives. I just wasn't feeling it for me in regards to my collection. And that can be a good thing because I'm not a completist with Mythic Legions or Cosmic Legions. I like to just dabble in what I like. At that time, I'm just not interested. I'm sure I could pick it up at some point in the future if I wanted to, especially if they have certain parts that I might want to, pop and swap with. But On Saturday, there was a surprise drop, and it was pretty insane because the last year at LegionsCon, they did a surprise drop too. They put a figure called the Valiant Knight, and the Valiant Knight was one of the most sought after figures of Mythic Legions once LegionsCon was over. It was insane. Everyone was clamoring for that Valiant Knight figure, and by all means, yes, they should have, because that is an amazing figure. If you have a Valiant Knight, you understand what I'm talking about. I don't know if I still have my Valiant Knight accessible. I had it at the show, and it's in my totes are still here. I'd have to probably dig around for it, but the Valiant Knight is an incredible figure. So I guess within that same concept of what they did last year, they did it again this year and surprised us, which is why I call it a surprise drop, with this figure right here, which everyone was like, whoa, what is going on? What is that? So this, you can call it a con exclusive too, because this came straight from LegionsCon. This is an awesome looking figure. Visually, it is really, really cool. This is also somewhat of an army builder, which is actually incredible to see something like this too. I love the colors on this thing. It's actually awesome to see something like this. It has somewhat of new packaging. I mean, it's still similar packaging from what we normally get with Legions, but it's got more of a gloss of a silver in here instead of white, an embossed silver, I should say. But this is called a Ninian infantry. Ninian infantry. Um, in the first age of mythos, forces of Basilia included numerous members of the Coatl, a diverse race of reptilians whose features mirrored that of Basilia herself. So we all know, we learned from Basilia, that female green character that is in the Reign of Beast wave. So this is an army builder. I didn't open this yet. Nothing on the back because it's not really affiliated with any wave. This was quite the exclusive, I guess. Let's see. This was $40. So we definitely got a good price for these figures. So first thing, look at that shield. There, we got a shield there. Here are all of the parts of bendy tail, multiple hands, the armor, some beads, and like a mace type weapon. So let's just put that out there. Of course, we got some twisty ties, so I will take that out. But he does have a spear here as well, an additional head. Very cool. I'll wait it out for a black one. Was that Snake Man a con exclusive? Okay, all right. Carver Customs, Brian, what's up, man? Awesome to see you and the wife there. Good seeing you at LC Yard. We survived another year. Yeah, man. We survived another year. It was a great year. Awesome time. It's weird though. Like there are times when I wish LegionsCon was a 3-day event in a way for vendors. It's like it is kind of a 3-day event anyway, but the first day, because it's G-Con, it's just it's all like panels and information and stuff like that. So all right, hold that out. Here we go. So this is a snake character with legs. So that's why I was like, whoa, look at that. Now it's funny, if you did watch my lobby showcase video, he was in the video. He was hidden in the diorama. I had no idea. I looked and I was like, because I wasn't aware of the of GCon's reveals. So when I got there, I was I was like, oh, okay, these are all the new characters. That's cool. But I saw this Snake Man character and assumed he was part of the reveals, but apparently he wasn't. And I recorded it assuming that he was. And lo and behold, he was the surprise drop character. But I was recording him and taking pictures of it, thinking like, oh, what's that? That's pretty cool. Um, Thinking he was going to be a pre-order. Nope, he was the surprise drop. So this is the Ninian. Ninian what? Ninian infantry. Is that what I said? Yep, Ninian infantry. So he's got. Man, this is. Let me. Oh, just lift this up for a second. So this is pretty interesting, especially with it being like a snake character, right? Very cool. It's weird with the ball peg because you can see the exposure of the ball peg, especially when he looks down like that. Look at that. At least there's a I guess the color's the same and everything like that, so it kind of works. And if we take off the head and put some force in it, there we go. And look at the detail in that head when it's open. So cool. I mean, look at the paint detail in just the body itself. All of this transitioning color is amazing. And not only that, I love this color on the back here. Very cool. He has the 2 ports for his pauldrons. And I think, yep, you see, that's so smart. Normally with Mythic Legions, they have the port for wings. And they still did that, but they created a cover if you're not going to do that. So you can use this to just cover that up. It kind of has more of like that spine look that looks really, really nice. The armored skirt looks great. Gauntlets too. And of course, the paint follows here in this skin tone, everything like that. That's nice. We've seen this leg armor before, so nice to see that. There's definitely better. Oh, this got like Valiant Knight range in regards to the knee joint, because we know it's a single jointed knee, but there's better range in it. That's nice to see. Single joints there. So that looks great. And if we put armor on him, you can see how the armor is going to look right there. Wow. It looks much more beefier, right, with the armor. Now he has this too. So this definitely reminds me of the Basilia character. With the beads. So you can put the beads on there too. Not bad. That looks really awesome. But he has a tail. He's got a bendy tail. And that's interesting too, because for a snake character with legs, and he's got a tail. And the tail, I don't know, maybe we don't really need to utilize the tail, but he has one. Oh, do I need some heat to make sure to pop the tail in properly? Because yeah, we do enough force, we could really do it. But yeah, You can put that tail on there. That's very, very cool. So we got a mace. Then we have the shield, and we have the spear. So I think we can definitely, we'll get him dressed up. He is, whoa, my bad. Oh, my bad, I forgot this. All these hands. Lots of hands. Very cool. That is a lot of hands. So the detail in the shield, very nice. The one thing about the shields, I wish they could do something different, but they haven't changed it yet. So it's a peg-based system. It comes with the handle right here. So over time, if you pull wrong, you could break that peg easily. So you just got to be careful with those. It's for mythic collectors, we all know how to take care of that shield because it's definitely an issue. But man, that's a cool looking figure character. I mean, honestly, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, hey, he doesn't need these pauldrons. He looks good without it. He still looks good without it. Honestly, I don't need these beads as much either, but I'm just saying this is still pretty cool. So this is their surprise drop. This is the surprise drop that we got at LegionsCon. The moment I saw it, it was like instantly, no hesitation. I want it. It looks so good, colors and everything, and it's different too because it's like an anthropomorphic character. It's very cool. I love different. It looks really nice. So there we go. That's the surprise drop. So going back into something more basic was the Armory experience that I talked to you guys about. The Armory experience was you get to select so many different parts and you were able to build your own character. Yeah. So it's kind of like you can army build your character if you want, but everyone was able to get two figures per visit in a way. So if you've been able to get in line more than once, you can buy more. These were $45 to build your own figure. I did just get one, but they also had an option for $10 more. You can get the parts of you get parts that are skin, just arms and legs without any armor, and a torso and a neck and everything. So this bag was an extra $10 for parts, and I thought it was pretty cool because I could use these parts not only for my figure, but you can use them for others. So like you got a bare torso, bare thighs, and bare arms right here. So sorry, bare arms right here. So I love that idea, and I can use that to change it up, make things a little different. I'm a little jealous, sir. I can't believe how much I've been slipping on mythics. Hey man, you don't have to have it all, but that's there's some things that are just really cool to try and test out. So the Armory experience, you started out with getting your packaging. So here's the cover, you get your tray for your figure, and then at the same time they give you the cardboard pieces, everything in. So you can just slide that in there like that, put your figure in, and then you can basically have your own box. It's your own generic box that you can have for your character. So let's build my character, and maybe if I want to use human parts, we'll see what happens. So if I remember correctly, I had to start out with arms and legs. So these were the arms and legs I decided to choose. And they are the clothing, like leather type arms and legs with some armor on it. So there's my legs. Oh no, I didn't pick that. I picked out a torso first. Sorry. Let's see. Let's just get these arms and legs out of the way. Everything was individually bagged in these Ziploc bags. So there was no like paint rub of any kind, which is actually pretty smart. Not too bad. So here's my arms and legs. Right? Has a little bit of armor, but it's more of like clothing. More clothing. And the torso. So this is why it's weird. I had to try to pick colors that matched, and this is why it became very, very indecisive. I picked out this torso right here. It's like a gray gunmetal color torso with this collar here. Painted nicely. There's some damage, normal wear that you see here. So, and the neck peg is actually a hinge, which is new for Legions. They don't normally do hinged pegs. So that's pretty awesome. So we will just, now, here's the thing. We could do this. See, here's the torso. We could add a torso instead of this torso, which is, it's options, right? These are things you can think of. But I'm not going to pop that on. I forgot. I have other armor pieces. So the next thing I had to choose was shoulder armor and skirts. This, again, there was different varieties of this color, but this one, I was like, you know what? Because I chose more of a simplistic look, I didn't want to get one that was too too crazy looking, I guess. But I was still happy with it. I was like, you know what? This will work, because hopefully it won't be too much of a hindrance in articulation. But we'll find out. We'll see what happens with what I got. I don't think it's got range like a Valiant Knight figure would have, but I believe it's close to it based upon these legs and arms are more of the newer arms that we got recently in waves. So I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. So the skirt piece I got was this right here. Nice. And it works well with this. So I don't mind it. It still looks good. And then the shoulder armors right there. There are more extravagant looking ones that we've seen before. And there is like the chainmail piece for the front area. So we got that as well. So technically I can just plug that piece in for now. We'll try that. Weapons. I'm going to open the weapons. The weapons there was a lot of weapons. They gave you a lot of weapons for this. Everyone basically got the same weapons. It's the same weapons pack for everybody. So no matter what, there was no choosing. This is what you get. So you did get a sword and scabbard right there. You got a nice belt, which is actually it's painted well because they painted the buckle. You got a very big long sword right there. You got another belt that actually has an area to hold the sword, so that's cool. You got 2 mace options right here. So you got a ball one and the one that similar to the snake. So that's cool. You got a handle for the mace. And you got your shield. A lot of stuff. So I'm going to open the belt to put with this. So we will add that right there. And then this belt, I think we just wrap here. Yeah, like that. So there's the front, and they'll have the straps right here that we can put the swords in. So now I can, of course, I'll use some force. There we go. So there's our torso so far. Now what's cool, like I said, we could, let me just open this one up. I have the arms. You guys saw the arms. Or we could have bare arms for this guy, right? Or we could use these arms as this. But I will mess around with these arms first. So because it's going to match with the pants and everything. So let's kind of pop these arms in. There we go. He's got armor gauntlets on his forearms, which is fine. I did the head. There's many heads, many heads. So we will see. Half and half on the arms, really? So one exposed. You think that will work? The head I chose, which it has horns on it, but you can change it out if you want. We don't need the horns, but it comes with it. But that is the head I decided to choose. So we could do that. Oh, and let's put the shoulder pauldrons on so you guys can see that. There's my figure. And then we have the head. Oh, that is the parts that I chose for my character. My Armory experience, my build-a-figure, my pop and swap type of figure that we did for the Armory experience. So that's what I did. Now you can take these out, which is a little weird because now it's just without it, but there is without the horns. That's what I did. You could take the sword and I can actually slide it in to this belt loop right here. Like so. And you can just maneuver it. You can also maneuver the belt like that, move it towards the back. Yeah, that's what I got. Was there Valiant Night Point? I'm thinking there was, but I couldn't really determine because there's so many parts that you could pick from. I know they had Valiant Knight heads, and they all of the torsos that you got had the neck hinge for the torso, so you can mess around with that. But I like having the open the body parts here that I can mess around with, because then I could like take forearm pieces and mix them up if I wanted to. But it's not bad. It was actually pretty fun. I was a little like thrown off with some of the parts because they chose different colors. They all had like metallic colors: the metallic green, the metallic red, metallic purple, and metallic black. It was weird at first, but when you see other people build their stuff, it actually looked really cool. Mixing and matching the different colors, it's still pretty damn cool to see some of that stuff. Roll Keeper, what's up, man? Hey, you don't have to be late. I was late. I was late for my stream, so it's all right. But I appreciate you being there. That was awesome to meet you as well. I hope you had a great time. LegionsCon was a lot of fun. Let's see if I use. Now, does this body have Valiant Knight movement? Not this one in particular, because I chose the arms and legs that are similar to, I think, Valak. Valak was like that vampire figure that came with a. I think he was like a hunter. He came with a eagle or bird. I don't. I'm trying not to remember. But this thing still has, your typical Mythic Legion. Well, your better movement of Mythic Legions figures. So you can still like swing that sword. Pretty much will vary on how you want to position the characters, but there's some really cool things we could do with this, because of course I can take figures that I already have and still pop and swap parts with this and have. Oh man, this is cool. I don't know, I can't say this enough, but for $10 for the extra like human body parts, man, there's some really cool things that I can mess around with using these body parts and putting them on different characters. It's pretty damn cool. Roll Keeper, yes, I spent lots of money and I'm not a Legions guy. Did you buy Legion stuff? I mean, you don't have to go to LegionsCon and buy Mythic Legions stuff. That's why it's so cool. LegionsCon has so many vendors there that are diorama makers, or like myself, like explosion and fire effects. There's a ton of diorama makers, and of course there's all the toy companies that started out as Kickstarters. There was many of them: Brutal Realm, Spiro Toys, Meta Travelers, Valiverse, Unparalleled Universe. Oh my god, they were ever. Doomfist was there. And Four Horsemen was a Kickstarter. So there was a lot that you get to, but if you got Legion stuff, that's awesome. If not, that's okay, because LegionsCon, man, you can just get stuff for your Legends, your Black Series, and man, they were just all over. For your Mezcos, it's crazy, so good. And of course, there were retailers. Retailers were selling all kinds of stuff. It was nice to see. People, I saw people with like Marvel Legends, Mezcos. They were just buying stuff all over. It was great. Mostly diorama stuff. There you go. Oh, you got stuff from Duart and Crashbox. Very cool. Very cool. Oh man, I'm excited for you. That's really, really cool. Yeah, this was a great time at LegionsCon, as always. Oh, I also here. I did forget something. Outside of pickups, these two guys were my pickups, which is still really cool. I'm glad I did this Armory experience. It was definitely something. It was an experience, and I still had fun with it. Yeah, I was so indecisive in picking parts. Then it made me think, oh, let me do another one and see if I can mess around with different colors, because then I could mix and match with this one and the second one. This guy's awesome. I love the way this figure looks. It's so good. It really is to me. That's awesome. I like I said, I didn't buy a lot. So these two I got. This was like a $40 figure. This was $55 technically, since I bought those body parts. But the only other things I bought was Valiverse, because if Bobby wasn't there, I would not have bought this, because I would have waited till ZoloCon. But I did get my Colonel Siege from Wave 5. These are all Wave 5 figures. Senshi from Wave 5. And I bought Atlas from Wave 5. So I do need to get Sidewinder, so I can complete. Oh no, not only that. I need to get the red and black Praetorians, which are these guys, right? Then why do I have this? Because crazy story. I actually have two. Crazy story. Jared, Toy Bro, if you guys know Toy Bro, he came up to me because we talked before. But he came up to me and is like, hey, he handed me these two figures and is like, can you do me a favor? I'm like, yeah, sure. What's up? Can you get these to Jay? I'm like, I was like, wait, what? Give it to Jay. I was like, you realize this is like a deja vu moment, right? He's like, I know. We did this last year. We did the exact same thing last year. He said, Jay reached out to me and sent me money to buy him some Praetorians. And he said, can you give it to Art, and Art will help me out with that. And I was like, honestly, we were both like, wow, really? So Jared was like, I'm the middleman here. I don't know why he couldn't just contact you to see if you can get it. But you know what? Fortunately for Jay, oh, I'm sorry. Jay is Jay Hernandez. So fortunately for Jay, he was able to get it at the right time, because when I went to go get my figures, the Praetorians were sold out. They were all gone. Praetorians all sold out. You know what else sold out? The Pandora exclusive sold out. Wow. Bobby did so well at the show. I kid you not. I talked to Bobby and Jordan frequently throughout the show. They did incredible. They did a great job selling majority of their stuff. I think they sold quite a few Vanguards as well. So that's awesome for them. Very cool. But yeah, I'm holding this Praetorian. It looks amazing. And I got to go ship him out to Jay. Either that or I can just drive to his house, because I'm not that far from Jay Hernandez's house. So we could easily just meet up. It's so funny. But yeah, that was a funny experience right there. But yeah, LegionsCon had a great time. Many people were there. Many. Robo was there. Got to see him again. Um, we reminisced for a little bit at uh, when we were when we were hanging out at Star Wars celebrations in Anaheim, because that was the last time me and Robo saw each other. We saw each other at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim. Saw each other there the whole weekend. Always talked. Next thing you know, he's coming to LegionsCon, which is incredible. So there was so many people. Mega J Retro came by. Uh, he was there the whole weekend. Man, he had like a whole wagon full of stuff. I think he drove too. So he had a lot going on for him. Many to Toy Galaxy was there. Dan Larson. Man, I forgot his name. There's a WWE referee who is a collector, and I saw him and met him last year at LegionsCon, but I forgot his name. But he was there. That was pretty cool. Blaine was there from NECA. It's all cool. So many people loved it. I encourage anyone to go to LegionsCon because it's a whole lot of fun. And make sure you get a hotel because there's a lot of hangouts till the ends of the night. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Siege looks like Taika Waititi. Does he really? I did not think of that. No, you think so? I see what you mean, but it's a little. I don't know. Maybe if I look at it more. Robo was there. Yeah, Robo was there. Robo had a great time. He had an amazing time. It was awesome to see him. He hung out for a long time. We were all just outside of just inside the show floor, out in the lobby. He was just hanging out, chilling with everybody. It's very cool. Yeah, that's it. I know we're past our 11 o'clock hour. I know I started late, but I always got to keep it at that time. But again, I appreciate everyone being here just to hang out and talk. I know this was all LegionsCon for tonight's live stream. There was a lot to really go over. I know I didn't talk a lot about certain stuff at LegionsCon just because it's all just popping in my head at the moment. So this is still very cool. I'm glad I was able to share it with you guys. So if you were able to check out the showcase video of what we saw in the lobby, my live stream that I did on Saturday night, and of course for you guys being here, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. What I got to open up, what I got at LegionsCon, these two figures are very cool. I absolutely think they're awesome, especially just the Armory experience. You know, it's a very cool idea that they got to do, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it. So that's very awesome. Surprise drop, Snake character, Ninian infantry, absolutely wonderful. It's a great looking figure, so I'm happy with it. It's really awesome. Machu Toy, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, look, this was my character. Finally built him. I don't know. It's not like your guys, but I think it's still pretty cool. I mean, you were there with me. Machu was with me when I got my Armory experience, but I did get the body parts, so I may just kind of play around with that. Machu got four of these Armory experience figures. So, hey, it was cool, but this was the parts that I picked out. So I like it. It's not too bad. I can still mix it up with other parts, but it's still pretty cool. 6. Oh my God, Machu, did you go again on Sunday? There you go. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Hey, whatever, man. I'm glad you had a great time too. It was great seeing you and Jay Shot. Thank you for being good friends. Thank you for always trying to include me in anything you do, so I appreciate it. Thank you. You know what? I didn't know if you needed explosion effects because I know you were busy, but I boxed some up for you, so I'm not too sure. I can always send it out to you, but I don't remember because I know we all talked on that Friday for everything like that. But let me know. I'll I'll send you some if you need it. But it is that time. But I appreciate it, guys. Again, thank you so much, Machi. Thank you for just hopping on for that for the last few minutes. I appreciate it. Um, yeah. Expect my toy hunt videos that I was supposed to put out last week, but I never had the time to because of LegionsCon. But we'll see. I will definitely just get them all out by this week. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like on the way out. I would greatly appreciate that. Hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you on the next hunt.